Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the On Point Weather Report. I am Imam Bilal here live on New Freedom Network exclusive, reporting live here from New York City. I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday evening. Today's date is the 22nd of February, 2026. We ask that if you are tuned in tonight, to please share the live stream to your friends and family. Let us know in the comment section where you're coming from, so we can shout you out this evening as we are underway right now with they said snowstorm, excuse me. They said snowstorm in the region that is impacting a large portion of the northeast region tonight. Very serious situation. Been monitoring it for the past few days. Been talked about for the past few days. This incoming snowstorm, blizzard warnings are in effect for the whole state of New Jersey, getting into New York City, getting into parts of Connecticut, all of Long Island, for blizzard-like conditions expected overnight tonight. A couple of notes to note as of tonight, the city of New York City has issued a travel ban for non-essential driving is all non-essential driving is banned tonight as of 9 o'clock. As of 9 o'clock, all non-essential driving in New York City is banned. All highways, bridges are shut down for only emergency vehicles and plows only. Only tonight. The MTA will shut down bus service shortly this evening. I think within the next hour. Overnight tonight, they will shut down. Same with the Long Island Railroad, they will shut down majority of their service with some exception of every hour service, I believe, in Babylon or something like that. But majority of the service will be shut down tonight as well. There will be no services tonight as far as transportation due to the travel ban is concerned. All residents are encouraged to stay home tonight and tomorrow because of the blizzard-like conditions expected to hit us as we go through the overnight tonight. We also seeing across the states of New Jersey and New York mobilization as far as efforts to make sure the plows are deployed. All plows have been deployed across both states down here, the city, New York City and New Jersey, to try to get ahead of the storm. But it's going to be, we're in the long run of it. And it's just getting started, to be honest. We're just getting started. We're in the long run. The next few hours going into overnight tonight, going into tomorrow morning, it will be the heaviest of the precipitation. The heaviest of the snow will fall tonight, overnight tonight, and into tomorrow morning. Where we're talking, where banding sets up potentially 2 to 3 inches of snow per hour. We're talking in those bands, 40, 50 mile per hour winds. This is a wet snow, unlike the storm that we had some time ago, which was more fluffy in nature. This is a more wet snow in nature, which more water content, and it's going to be much harder to clean up. It's going to be much harder to clean up, and encouraging folks, the elderly, to help the elderly during this time, help those who need this during this time, check up on them during this time, because we're not encouraging those who have issues with cardiovascular issues not to be shoveling at this particular time. Shouldn't be shoveling at all. But this is a heavy wet snow, so it's going to accumulate, and it's going to accumulate fast. Okay. The New York City public school system is closed tomorrow. Closed at a first-time old-fashioned snow day for all school children since I believe it was 2019. So we had our last official snow day in New York City. It's been some time, so we will have that. We have that in place. I believe the Philadelphia School District is remote learning tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, in the city of Philadelphia. Remote learning, I believe, is, but the district is closed. The Philadelphia district is closed tomorrow for school. And I believe it's remote learning in the city of Philadelphia tomorrow. Um, Nevertheless, we're in it for the long run tonight. I want to discuss briefly some common terms that we're hearing tonight, and just give you all some updates of where we are with the storm system. It's still getting shape, still taking shape right now. Seems everything is on schedule as to the arrival of the precipitation, what is to be expected. Everything is pretty much on point, pretty much on time rather. The storm system is getting itself together to go through a processes that rarely we start talking about. This processes of rapid intensification. Rapid intensification. We're talking about 967 millibar storm system once it completes its rapid intensification, which is an equivalent to a category 2 hurricane. 967 millibar storm is the same as, in terms of strength, a category 2 hurricane. This thing is going to wrap up so much. It's going to be intense so much that the winds, 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts, especially to the coast, Long Island, out to Montauk, East, Suffolk, Aurora, out to Montauk, the Hamptons, Nantucket, Cape Cod. You're going to feel it. You're going to get a hit. It's going to get feel. It's going to be hard. So it's going to be hard. Wind swept snow, whiteout conditions expected out towards the coast, definitely for sure, as the storm system passes just to the south of Long Island and the south of Nantucket, and is in that sweet spot, it's in that benchmark that we talk about all the time, not too far away west. I mean, not too far east, not too far west. Storm system is right in that sweet spot. It's going to move into that sweet box, and it's going to continue to draw back moisture over us. The cold air is in place. We saw temperatures drop rapidly this evening, and we are below freezing in most places right now, just a little bit below freezing. So everything is sticking on everything. Trees, streets, cars, everything is sticking right at this point. There's nothing that's not falling from the sky that's not sticking. Everything is sticking. Everything's accumulating at this point. So we're going to go ahead and share a screen tonight with you all, just so you all can see some things. I'm hearing. Okay, let's do Google. Let's do this. I'm hearing talking about accumulation, talking about changeover. There will be no changeover of any type with the storm system. This is all snow. New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, Connecticut, Boston, Rhode Island. This is all snow event. There is no accumulation change. There's no ice. There's no rain. This is a straight snow blizzard. Old fashioned. Old fashioned, my brothers and sisters. Old fashioned. All right. Let's share our screen real quick tonight. No, it's going to do a slideshow. All right, let's load it up here. All right. Share screen. All right, we're going to make this slideshow. Hopefully everyone can see that tonight. Can everyone see that on my screen right now? Just give me a thumbs up if you're able to see it on the screen. We have the just a briefing here, some slides to go over, presentation-wise, some information that you should be knowing. Northeaster safety briefing, and this is official weather and safety guidance for our masajids in the region. A lot of the masajids tonight, those who are observing the month of Ramadan, are closed up. Iftar and Tawari prayers were asked to do it at home because of the circumstances with the travel ban. When we saw the travel ban put in place, folks were asked to stay at home due to the regional impacts in Delaware, New Jersey, New York, and Philadelphia metropolitan area, lower Hudson Valley, the lower Delaware Valley. We're going to have what we call bombogenesis, rapid intensification, true blizzard potential. This will again impact, is currently impacting all of us here in the region. And overnight tonight, we see intensifying of the storm system will continue tonight and overnight tonight to rapidly intensify. Again, heaviest of impact Sunday night into Monday morning. Okay, blizzard rates. This is blizzard or expected conditions and hazards. Wind gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile or whiteout conditions in some places. The rates will be 1 to 2 inches per hour. We're talking maybe even 2 to 3 inches per hour once you get into some heavy banding, but even in the moderate banding, we're talking about 1 to 2 inches per hour easily. Total, this is generally across the area, 12 to 20 inches for most part for the whole state of New Jersey, into New York City, into Long Island, up into Connecticut. The lower end is a foot, but we're probably going to already supersede this and end up in the higher range of close to 20 inches and might be even close to 2 feet for sure. I see Long Island, anticipate Long Island getting up to 2 feet easily, 24 inches. And I also understand that we might have a bullseye in somewhere in central New Jersey. Might get up to, definitely might get up to 20 inches. I see this 12-foot easily being attained. I would say that, especially with the rates that we have falling right now and the rates that will increase as we expect banding to keep increasing overnight tonight. So that's what, in my estimation, most of the folks will get up to a foot of snow, if not more, tonight, and easily end up on the high end around the 20 inches, if not 2 feet. Power outages will be isolated in nature. Anticipate this, that you might see power outages tonight in this region. We'll monitor this closely as wet snow is again getting more water. We could see some down tree limbs to come down on power lines. This is not to be ruled out that we might see power outages tonight. So charge your phones, charge your computers, just in case overnight. Just in case you might lose power. Coastal flooding. Again, we talked about that in coastal New Jersey and Delaware being an issue where the storm rapidly intensifies. There will be a push of water 1 to 3 feet, 1 to 3 feet during high tide period, 1 to 3 feet during high tide period, which will cause some inundation of flooding into neighboring towns who have who sit along the water, who sit just below sea level, coastal New Jersey, coastal Delaware, even parts of coastal Long Island, etc. We could see again 1 to 3 feet of water coming into the coast tonight as the storm intensifies and moves. And moves. We will see that happen. We will also see a possible thunder snow. You might hear cracks or rumbles of thunder tonight. You might see even some lightning tonight. Those are indicative of an intense, very intense storm system, similarly to hurricane or thunderstorms in the spring and the summer, and similar to our hurricane development. When we see hurricane development, you see bands of heavy rain and thunderstorms coming in, and with the banding on the right side of the storm system, this is potential we could see. Can't tell you where this thunder snow will happen. That's I anticipate that will happen when we get into these heavy snowfall bands of 2 to 3 inches per hour. That whoever is in that sweet spot, don't be surprised if you see some strikes of lightning and some rumbles of thunder tonight, especially overnight tonight. Going into tomorrow morning is probably going to be the best bet. Somewhere between the New York City, Long Island, Connecticut, and maybe even central New Jersey. If we get into some of this heavy banding in these areas where we anticipate the most heaviest snowfall to occur, you might see some pockets of thunder snow. What's up, Roy? How are you, my brother? Thank you for joining. All right, so storm line, timeline versus prayer schedule. Again, like I said, most places have closed up. I know NYU closed up as well. A lot of the college campuses are closed. all the masjids are closed. There was no iftar, there was no prayer tonight. We were encouraged to stay home with our families because, again, of the impacts between this time, between iftar, which was around sunset, prayer after that, and then late night prayer, or the final prayer of the day, and then the late night prayer after that. So most folks have been finishing right about now, or just about finishing. But again, most masajids, if not all, are closed. And we'll see. We'll reevaluate where tomorrow, because tomorrow we'll probably see a lot of delay openings for stores and businesses. A lot of them close up early tonight. DoorDash is closed as of 8:30 here in New York City tonight. There was no more door dashing, and I presume no more Uber Eats deliveries tonight because of the travel ban in effect here in the city. That there will be no deliveries of any sort tonight. So that's out. Again, if you have food, hopefully people have food and stocked up on food, or at least to cover you until Tuesday or Wednesday, until at least the clean out. The clean out is going to be very, 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 very busy. This clean out is going to be very, very busy. I don't see the clean out being easy from this storm system at all. Considering the significance of what we're about to see, what we're witnessing right now, and the intensity expected overnight, tonight, into tomorrow, the heavy bands of 2 to 3 inches an hour will be hard to keep up for most plows, if not all plows. 2 to 3 inches snow rates per hour is very hard to keep up with. It's very hard to keep up with. We're seeing on highways, I'm seeing on highways, cameras from highways in New Jersey, multiple plows on the highways. We're talking about 5, 10 plows on the highway, because most of the highways are shut down. So it's just plows anyway, and emergency vehicles tonight. But it's going to be extremely hard to keep up tonight. So the cleanup on Monday is going to be an all-day affair, without a doubt. All-day affair tomorrow, on Monday, after the precipitation pulls out, which will be as we go into late morning, into around lunchtime, and then post lunchtime for most of the region here in the Delaware Valley, New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, Connecticut should clear out by lunchtime. And then a little bit later on in Boston and the Cape. But that's before all the damage has been done in terms of how much snow will fall in this region during this time period. Again, we talked about the governmental travel advisories for most of the states that we talked about. And please follow the guidance in Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia Metro, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Tonight, please do not travel unless you have an emergency. Allow the emergency vehicles to do what they need to do. Allow the plows to do what they need to do. Try to get us back up and rolling for Tuesday. I anticipate that even on Tuesday, we'll probably still see some travel delays. We probably won't be back to full normalcy in most of these areas. I don't anticipate full normalcy. I do not anticipate, again, full return back to normalcy by Tuesday. Just because, again, hard to keep up with the cleanup. Cleanup is going to be a lot. Cleanup is going to be a lot, and getting folks back on the road is going to be a lot. I do understand that during this time, the areas that a lot of the plows will focus on, the main priorities, are the highways, the bridges, the major highly traveled roadways are the first priority to get cleaned. Those are more likely we could be cleaned and ready by Tuesday, more than likely. But the secondary roads, the tertiary roads, those are going to be it's going to be hard for me to say and tell you right now that most of those places will be clear by Tuesday. Maybe in some places, but in some places not. I don't anticipate that. Don't be surprised if that happens, if your road is not plowed by Tuesday. If your side street is not plowed by Tuesday, right? So let's keep that in mind, that this is a long-term event in terms of its impacts even after the storm system is gone. Yeah, for the brothers and sisters, again, this advice was to observe our iftars at home, which most have not done already, to pray our prayers, Most have communicated their closures to the congregations already. Most massages I've seen put out notices tonight and prioritize our safety above the attendance. So the higher objective or the reading why, at least in the Muslim faith tradition, there is a concept of hifz al-nafs, hifz al-nafs, which means the preserving of life and safety is one of the higher objectives of our faith. And our responsibility is to protect life while maintaining our devotion. So this was the same principle that was applied when COVID was, when the pandemic was at its peak, at its height. That most prayer spaces, masjids were closed, and most other religious centers were closed as well, because in most of the faiths, there's this concept or this belief that preserving life and safety is important, very, very important. Higher objective of the deen. Our responsibility again is to protect life while maintaining our devotion. And this is related by the Prophet, prayers and blessings be upon him, in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari 635 and Sahih Muslim 697, when he had said, peace and blessings be upon him, had said, used to order the caller to say on a cold rainy night, surely pray in your homes. Okay, surely pray in your homes was during when the call to prayer was said, surely pray in your homes was added to the prayer, the call to prayer. So very important, very important. Standard practices, communicate reminders for us all as a community. Us all as a community. Check on your elders and vulnerable community members. Encourage members to stock essentials. That means the preparation, and the preparation has come to a close. That period of preparation is done. So hopefully everyone is prepared, hunkered down, and has the essentials that they need to get through the storm for the next few days. Ensure your master leadership or your centers or gathering of religious purposes has emergency communication channels active. And also, we want to consider during this time, if you are having some sort of prayer service, to consider virtual reminders or short online reflections, if feasible, during this time period. Okay, a final word from our presentation tonight. May God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, protect our communities, grant us safety, and accept our fasts and prayers, whatever in the masjid or in our homes. Again, stay safe, stay prepared, and stay on point. Oh, this is what we want to do, my brothers and sisters, friends and family members. Tonight, we just wanted to go over that brief presentation with you all tonight. Let me see here. Back on the screen. Ameen, Brother Eric Turner. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for tuning in. Current radar. Let's do that before we depart tonight. Let's look at where we're at. And tonight we're asking any questions that people have tonight. Any questions tonight, let us know. And we will answer your questions tonight. Let us know if you have any questions. Any questions? Any questions? Let me see if I can zoom in here. So let me take the hazards off. Okay, I'm about to share screen now, brothers and sisters. I'm going to share screen. Let me see here. Okay, so this is our high resolution radar. Right now, as of right now, what you're seeing here, this green is all snow, by the way. This is all snow, what we're seeing here. If I put this in motion, this is 1019. A little bit. Well, it only goes to, it's not a future cast radar. We'll show that in a second. But just to show you that our storm system is right here, taking shape further down off the coast of Delaware, as you see there. And It's going to keep intensifying as we speak to form drop in terms of millibars pressure. Gradients are going to stop dropping. The wind's going to stop picking up. But one thing to notice is that these bands of precipitation keeps being thrown back into this region. Darker, greener colors, heavier snow. Those will keep coming up. Bands will keep coming up. It's similar features to like a hurricane. Well, these bands of heavy rain, thunderstorms will keep coming up in this section because we're in the quadrant. This is the quadrant. The center of circulation of the storm system is about right here, and we're on the right side of it. So all this precipitation is getting thrown into the right side of the storm, and this will be where the heaviest precipitation will generally fall. So out of these bands tonight, generally 1 to 2 inches of snow per hour, but we get into these darker green bands and they start forming and moving slow across this region, pivoting. We could talk about 2 to 3 inches easily. Again, New York City, Long Island, again, parts of New Jersey, especially central New Jersey going up into the city, including Newark, central eastern portion of New Jersey, and then getting up into southern Connecticut tonight and parts of northern Connecticut. We'll see some of those bands getting up into this region, and precipitation is already getting into Rhode Island, knocking the door in Providence, and eventually it'll be your turn in Springfield, Worcester, and Boston overnight tonight. And again, the Cape is already seeing some snow in here in the Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard. That's going to keep coming. And when this storm system tracks a little bit towards this way, follow my cursor, is going to come up and it's going to be just south of Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard, and just east of Long Island, of eastern end of Long Island. It's going to toss so much wind back here. It's going to be crazy tonight, overnight, tonight, going tomorrow. Visibility again is going to be down to 0 in these places tonight easily, as the storm system continues to take shape and continues to make that beeline towards Nantucket, just off south of Nantucket and Cape Cod tonight. So just wanted to show that radar. I want to show right now. We don't really like to show the bigger weather models, the long range weather models right now, because that's pretty much a done deal. We don't talk about the European now or the GFS American model and all these other things, Icon, the Canadian, things of that nature. We tend to focus on the short-term models now, like the NAM, the HRR, and different things like models like that, just to pinpoint some specifics, little specific details in terms of possible seeing where the precipitation shield lines up, and track of the storm system. And the track of the storm system tends to wobble. These things tend to wobble too. Let me say that too. Let's be clear that the storm system this nor'easters are a special weather phenomenon that happen in this region in the wintertime. They have a shape, and they tend to, because the center of a low pressure system in the Atlantic Ocean during this time, in this part of the Atlantic Ocean during this time, it's not a hurricane per se, but the strengthening and intensification is that of similarly. And similarly with the intensification of a low pressure system or nor'easter in this time of the year, we also see some wobble in terms of the positioning of the low pressure system in this track. A wobble of 30 some miles, we're talking 20, 30, 40 miles, could wobble back and forth. The wobbles, you can never predict those things, right? Those things are nowcasting things. Those things happen, right? They just happen. You can't predict that. Pretty much impossible, to predict a storm system wobbling about 10, 20, 30 miles, either direction, west or east. Those are it just happens like that, right? So, but the point is why it's so important to mention the wobble is that as the storm continues to intensify, it may wobble a little bit to the east or to the west. So that will shift some bands a little bit to the east or the west, depending, right? So it's just the nature of the developing storm system with rapid intensification. Category 2 like strength, 967 millibar storm system potentially tonight. and that's equivalent to a Category 2 hurricane. Off-sea, the maritime threat is crazy if you get close to this thing out in the Atlantic Ocean. Intense snowfall rates, wind, again, pushing the bodies of water towards the coastline tonight during high tide. It's just, and then you look at the final product, you look at it on the radar, it's just fascinating to look at, even from space. The pictures that we'll probably see later on from NASA, from the NASA space station, of what the star system looks like. It's very, very, very unique shape, without a doubt. Let's talk about a little bit. I want to show the HRR NAMs and NAM models a little bit and see what they're talking about on the 32K. All right, we're at 10 o'clock. I'm going to turn this screen forward tonight, and we're going to talk about it. Let's see. Let's switch it over now. 32K. All right, so here we are, short range. We're at time now. It's 10 o'clock, or just a little after 10. Yeah, a little after 10 now. All right, we're going back to hour 3. Remember, I said a storm system is taking shape right about here where my cursor is at. Right is the right east, south and west, just off the coast of Delaware, and that's going to keep strengthening. 979. While that's coming, getting clobbered tonight into 1 a.m. Deep blues, Jersey Shore, going into central New Jersey, getting into New York City, Long Island, East Nassau, Suffolk County, the Cape, clobbered. 09 hours, it's 4 a.m. Getting clobbered. Storm system is 974. We're sitting at about 38.33 degrees north, 71.26 west. That's crucial where it ends up. Whew. Dark blue, still being clobbered. That's still New York City, all of Long Island, into the Hudson Valley a little bit, Connecticut, up into Boston, the Rhode Island, the Cape Cod, Nantucket. Oof. That's at 7 a.m. Still going strong. Hour 15. Remind you, now we had a 969 millibar storm, and it's sitting right at 40.22 degrees north, 69.24 degrees west. Still snowing in New Jersey and along New York City, Connecticut. Moderately, not as heavy, but the heavy stuff is now into Boston, the Rhode Island, the Cape, getting clobbered from this as we speak, getting clobbered at 10 a.m. on Monday morning, right? So hour 18, this is around 1 o'clock. The precipitation is going to start shutting down. Very light flurries, very windy behind it, but it's going to be shutting down around afternoon time in Philadelphia, New Jersey. Delaware's will be completely over. New York City might have some leftover snow showers. But at this point, everything is done. By hour 21, 4 o'clock, we're cleared out. And now still snowing in Boston and the Cape and parts of Maine, getting into the action as well at this point. And eventually this becomes a Maine and Nova Scotia, getting up into that portion of the world region, a threat, and clear out. And how you want to look at, we don't even want to look at far into the future here, where potentially we could have another storm system here, but that's the short range doesn't go out that far. So this is February 26th and doesn't go out too far. So after that, so we're not even going to discuss that tonight. I just wanted to show that. We'll go back to hour 3. And let's see, that's the 32 version, 12K version, pretty much the same. 12K is going to probably tell us the same kind of talk. Yeah, it looks similar to, very similar to the 32K, even though it shows the pressure gradients a little more slower. But in essence, it still give us a 969 millibar storm sitting right off the coast of Cape Cod and Nantucket about 11 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Let's do a 3K. We'll do a 3K. This is 3K, like to hour 6. And again, still showing the same. The NAM is pretty much showing the same posture here. I want to go to its 32K. I want to go back and probably go through its precipitation forecast. Excuse me. Let me go here. Let me see what we're. Let me see, but does it give us that? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to give us that tonight. No. Let's go to the HRR short range model real quick. Let me get back up here. Excuse me. Let me trying to move my screen back up. There we go. All right, let's do the HRR model. Let's go back hour 1. And this is time now, 12 a.m., 1 a.m. It's pretty much showing the same kind of development. Leaving where it's at now off the coast of Delaware, slowly moving up. All snow all throughout the night tonight. To tomorrow it has it at sitting again 968 low pressure system. That's pretty much the same spot. And then pulls out later on. I'm trying to want to see if we can see the precip total snowfall. Let's do that 10 to 1. I want to increase this. As you know, as you go up in hours, we go up to 18 hours. This is a 3 o'clock, February 23rd, final accumulation map. Those darker, like teal colors, represent a solid. And we look at the Cape. We're looking at towards the coastal New Jersey, getting into New York City, Connecticut, Rhode Island, to Boston. Arguably at least a foot plus. At least a foot plus. So that 12 inches is definitely in bullseye. But it looks like to be a little bit more. Again, we'll be up to 15 to 20 inches easily. Somewhere definitely between the coastal New Jersey into New York City and Long Island and Connecticut into Rhode Island and eventually into Boston. With that mesoscale run of the HRR. I like to look at the GFS, but let's see. Let's compare. Let's compare this to the GFS, which shows we go to we went too far. Let's go to 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow. Again, coastal New Jersey, teal color, getting into New York City, Connecticut. It's arguably still a foot. I mean, we're still talking about double digits, at least of 12 inches plus in and around this area. So it's pretty much the same standing. Even if we go to AI version, the AI version of GFS won't give us accumulations. I don't think. No, I think they won't give us. They won't give us that. So, okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns tonight? Feel free to put your comments in the chat box tonight. Let me see. Okay. Again, we haven't seen a blizzard, and they've been talking about. We've been talking about the sixes for the last couple of reports in the media have been talking about the last years that ended with a 6 have been a blizzard. The last year that has ended with a 6 has been a blizzard. And we're going to talk just briefly about that. The blizzard of 96, for those who remember the blizzard of 96. The blizzard of 96. This old. You see this data is coming in. Okay. You got some slight adjustments coming in. Okay. Give me a second here. We have some adjustments coming in. So we'll share that in a second. for sure that in a second. There's some slight adjustments being made as of tonight, as of discussion tonight. There's been some slight adjustments being made, and this is why it's so important to uh, these things change by the second, by the minute, by the hour, all the time. So, especially when we're talking about weather forecasting and we talk about snowstorms and bands setting up. These heavy snow bands have a habit of once they set up can dump and dump and dump and dump and dump. And when they dump, it's going to dump hard, crazy. So I'm reading right now some guidance that's just came in based upon our discussion tonight. It's similarly what I was saying that shoreline of New Jersey, Tom's River, for instance, Tom's River all the way to Staten Island, okay, Queens, Brooklyn, Nassau County, Suffolk County, 18 to 24 inches of snow expected. We will supersede a foot, which is what's again on with the rates that's falling right now, even 1 to 2 inches an hour, even if you're not in the heavy snow band, but a moderate snow band, even 1 to 2 inches an hour, 1 to 2 inches of snow is heavy, period. But if you're in a super heavy band of 2 to 3 inches an hour, you're going to supersede the foot. And right now, that's what is being projected, that we will supersede the foot. Again, if you're in Towns River, New Jersey, north in this area of Towns River, New Jersey, to Staten Island, most of Queens, most of Brooklyn, Nassau County, Suffolk County, literally 18 to 24 inches of snow. 24 inches is 2 feet. Somebody's going to hit 2 feet tonight, going into tomorrow morning, easily. Okay, now, just north of that, if you're in the Bronx, northern Manhattan, the Bronx, Westchester County, Yonkers, about a foot to 18 inches, okay? Possible. If you're in Newark, New Jersey, the same thing in the northern, and that's the area of Jersey City, Hoboken, same thing. If you get into Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the area, Stanford, and those areas there, again, also 12 to 18 inches will be of striking distance, right? But I wanted to bring up the data that shows, or a discussion tonight that about the years. About the years, if we can pull that up. Where is that information? The 2026, where this lies, this literally will be more likely a top 10 snowstorm when it's all said and done, record-wise, speaking from records. But there is a, where is that? I'm looking for some information. Hold on one second. And while we're holding, feel free to add any context, any questions that you may have. Any questions that you may have we'll answer them. Power outages tonight, very likely widespread in the Nantucket. If you're living out towards the Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, get ready tonight. If you live in Providence, Rhode Island, get ready tonight. Your power might go off tonight. Rhode Island, the Cape Cod, Nantucket, south of Boston tonight. East Hampton, Suffolk, all of Suffolk County, getting to parts of Nassau County, but many Suffolk County, you may lose power tonight. Suffolk County, Long Island, all the way out to the end of Long Island, the Cape, Nantucket, widespread power outage is likely. You may lose power tonight. The risk is pretty high there. We're closer to where we're going to have 70 to 80 mile per hour winds, closer to the coast. Again, if you live on the east end of Long Island, not Suffolk County, Providence, Rhode Island, the Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard tonight. Just bear that in mind. If you live in Nassau County, the 5 boroughs of New York City, all of New Jersey, with the exception of the far northeastern portion of the state, but all New Jersey, down to Atlantic City, into Delaware, Salisbury, Delaware, into the whole state of Delaware tonight. Likely some of these areas will lose power tonight. That some folks in this area could potentially lose power tonight. This is possible. Can't rule it out, right? So you have to get the information as to prepare yourself, right? Because this is what it is. So you might lose power tonight in those areas tonight. So just be mindful of that, right? That you might lose power. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about our years, but I cannot find the graphic for me. Oh, was another discussion tonight, or a couple of days ago. There was a discussion yesterday about what the storm system looked like. There was a snowstorm that we had back in February of 1978, and the weather map from 78 looked very similar to the map of what the storm system will look like now. I mean, in a couple of hours, with a deep and deep and low pressure system off the coast of the Cape. If we're looking at a very similar look from February 23rd to tomorrow, and what it starts to look like similarly that impacted the same area back in February 6, 1978. Pretty cool stuff from a atmospheric look. It has similar lookings. Excuse me. I wanted to. Oh, so we had a report, and that came in about an hour ago now. We have not been on for an hour, but before we came on, there was a report of thunder snow in Co-op City, Bronx. In Co-op City, the Bronx, there was a report of hearing someone heard thunder snow in Co-op City, the Bronx. Don't be surprised. We're going to hear more about that tonight. Hoboken, New Jersey, 4 to 5 inches as of an hour ago has already accumulated in the city of Hoboken, New Jersey. Right now, all trees pretty much layered with snow and ice, which is why the power outages can possibly occur because of the amount of water content in this snow. The amount of water content in this snow that's falling won't take much for it to bring down the tree limbs tonight into tomorrow, and the wind with that too. So that's why the risk of power outages is there in this region. Lake Success, New York, we have about 5 to 6 inches of the snow on the ground. That was an hour ago. That's one of the things. That was by 8:45. It's 10:45 now. I could imagine this number has gone up a couple of more inches there. But 5 inches were reported in Staten Island. That was 7:30. That was at 5 o'clock. I mean, that was 7:30 p.m. 5 inches were already on the ground in Staten Island. So almost halfway there, right? Almost halfway to that foot. If not, but that was 7:30. You think about now 10:30, you got a couple more inches in the ground in Staten Island easily, right? I wanted to go over an hour ago. Yes. If you live in Suffolk, Bellport was reporting an hour ago 3 inches of snow per hour. You got caught in this heavy snow band. So we got caught with that heavy snow band in Suffolk. This is out towards Brookhaven. About Brookhaven, Bellport area, 6 inches of snow already accumulated as of 8:15, halfway there, right? Halfway to that foot. Manorville, this is extreme eastern Long Island, 8:30 p.m., 8 inches of snow was already on the ground. Port Jefferson, Long Island, that's towards going towards the north end of Long Island, northern Suffolk County. 3 inches of snow had already accumulated as of 8 o'clock in that part of Long Island. I wanted to look at find my my data here and I can't find it. The 1996 data along with a couple of other years, and it's escaping me now. It's not populating. Somebody shared it and I can't find it now. Okay, no problem. I'm with you all tonight, and thank you for all tuning in. If you're just tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from, so we can shout you out. We have reactions. I'm reading names for reactions. Shout out to my man Roy, who's tuning in from Connecticut. Thank you, Roy. Brother Anthony Abdul Haq, thank you. Brother Eric Turner, thank you. Sister Halima Muhammad Ali, I think you're down. Sister Halima, if that's the Sister Halima I know, I think you're down in Atlanta, correct? Sister Mokhtara reporting live here in Brooklyn. Shout out to Sister Mokhtara, Sister Amina Bey, Council Member Amina Bey from Newark, New Jersey. Thank you for tuning in as well. Definitely thank you for sending the reactions as well. So we're in it for the long run, my friends. Tonight, it's going to be a very interesting night tonight. Very dangerous situation. These bands are coming in and going to be coming in throughout the night. So from this point on forward, from this point, from 11 o'clock, about 11 o'clock now, all the way until tomorrow morning, around 6, 7 a.m., we'll be monitoring these heavy bands as they come along shore from the Atlantic Ocean. And again, travel tonight is going to be virtually impossible to be doing. Nobody should be outdoors tonight, period, and nobody should be outdoors tomorrow morning, period. In anticipation that the travel ban will be extended, who knows? But there is a travel ban in effect from 9 p.m. tonight in New York City to about, I think, 12 noon tomorrow. I believe it's up to 12 noon tomorrow. That's only for emergency vehicles and the plows to be out tonight. Nobody should be out on the highways, bridges. They're shut down. You can go, like I've seen the pictures, they are shut down. The police are blocking any entrances to these places. So we're not going anywhere. We're snowed in tonight. So make the best out of our experience tonight and tomorrow. Again, schools are closed here in New York City, the tri-state area. Snow day tomorrow. So you get to rest a little bit, be with your kids, your nieces, nephews, grandchildren, whatever have you, spend some time with them. Tomorrow indoors. Please do not try to venture out tomorrow to allow for the proper cleanup to occur. Like I said, these 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 3 inches per hour snow bands are very tough to deal with, are very tough to keep up with. And the plows are going to be trying to do their best tonight, but it's going to be virtually impossible for them to do the work. So they were going to wait. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, but the snowfall rates will have to come down. And eventually, when this thing shuts off and pulls away from us, then the more aggressive cleaning can happen, and we can try to return to some level of normalcy going for Tuesday. But like I said, I don't anticipate full normalcy on Tuesday. I want to just be clear, in my opinion, tonight. I just don't think we want to achieve full level normalcy by Tuesday. Especially when we talk about 2 feet of snow, right? 24 inches is that's a lot of snow to be moved. That's a lot of snow to be moved. And the tertiary, secondary roads are not going to be cleaned by Tuesday. And not a lot of them are going to be cleaned by Tuesday. That's just what it is. A lot of them not going to be cleaned by Tuesday. The majority of the highways and bridges and highways and major travel routes will more than likely be cleared by Monday night, going to in preparation for Tuesday morning's rush hour. I can see that happening for sure, 100%, pretty much 100%, right? But I cannot see that happening for a lot of secondary roads because the focus right now is going to be shifted into how much we can get done on the highways and the places. Okay, so I try to pull up some data here, but that's not working for me. So I don't know where that happened to that chart. Somebody talked about it, and now I can't find it. Let me see. Again, LIRR shutting down tonight. MTA shutting down tonight. So if you are thinking about traveling, you're going nowhere. Also, what's shutting down tonight? Ferry service is also Staten Island Ferry is still gonna be operating tomorrow every hourly, every 30. Always starts from midnight to 6 a.m. Every 30 minutes, starting at 6 a.m. Um, for the ferry, if you need to use the ferry, but I doubt people will be using the ferry tomorrow. Libraries are closed. All the libraries are closed tomorrow and Monday. They were closed today and Monday. Sorry, excuse me. But they're closed tomorrow. Alternate side parking is suspended, obviously, due to the snowstorm, and then probably more likely will be suspended for the next few days, just like the last snow system we had, where the storm system was, the snow was on the ground for at least a week. Temperatures are expected to be a little milder by Wednesday. They could top 40 degrees, so we might see some melting on Wednesday. But what will we not see on Monday, we're going to see some refreezing. Lows going to drop down to the 20s. Tuesday and Wednesday, even though we're going to top at 40, going to wake up, it's going to be 17 degrees out. So again, not much way of melting. In fact, we're going to see a lot of refreezing again. So at least the snow will be on the ground tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Possibly dealing with something Thursday and Friday. Don't know what this is. When I say dealing with something, possibly another weak storm system could give us some more snow. Midweek. Don't know. We're not even going to talk about midweek yet. We never like to talk about another storm on top of another storm when something's already happening already. Forget about that. We're not even going to think about it. But what we are going to say is that the temperatures next week don't look to be as warm as I saw it being projected a couple of days ago, where there were some days in the 50s, which will cause a lot of melting. I don't really see that. I mean, 40 degrees, you'll get some melting. 35, you're not going to get much, right? 38, you're not going to get much, so we'll see. I don't anticipate it being a lot of melting next week, is my point. I don't anticipate there'll be a lot of melting. 2 feet of snow is more than what we had several weeks ago. It just is. So if you're thinking about all 2 feet going to melt in like 2 days, that's not happening. So in the next 5 days, more likely not happening. So you will still have a great amount of snow depth on the ground going into next week. And it's going to create a blanket to keep temperatures, also keep temperatures a little low too. So, because it creates the insulation, so it keeps the cold air in tight. So, yeah, we're not going to melt too much. As of right now, I don't see a major meltdown coming this week. So, again, we still have residue problems going into next week in terms of, like last time, buses didn't know buses weren't cleaned out. People were trying to get on the buses. The school buses was trying to park and couldn't find parking. It was crazy because alternate side parking was suspended for about a week. I could very well see that happening again. That alternate side parking will be suspended for several days because of the cleanup, and people are not going to move their cars. And people are going to shovel and to go throw snow in the street again, which is not advised to do that, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the plows are going to plow it and going to put it right back. And these are the things that happen. These are the things that happen. And, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. Getting around again. Hopefully the curves will get cleaned out properly and the bus stops get cleaned out properly for those who need to wait for the buses when the bus service resumes and things of that nature. So, I mean, we'll see how the cleanup goes, but it's going to be slow and we have to all be patient with each other. we have to all be patient with each other during this time. We all have to check in with each other. People need help. People need their car shoveled out. People need maybe their driveway cleaned out, their private homes cleaned out, whatever the case may be. Definitely consider doing that. People need you to go to the store and go shopping for groceries. Do that. Do that, please. Help each other during this time because it's gonna be a little while before we return to full normalcy. There will be an attempt to return to full normalcy, but it's not gonna really feel normal, like 100% normalcy. Um, not it's gonna be similar to what we just experienced, but in fact, we're dealing with much more snow than last time. Double, probably almost double that. We almost got several inches, almost a foot last time. We're gonna see probably double that this time, more likely double that. So easily, almost 2 feet in some areas. So, um, becoming live. Any questions? Please put them in the chat. Thank you, Brother Adnan, for tuning in. No problem. And thank you for your support. And that's about it. I'm going to sign off, and we'll come back on and give some more updates as they come in and share more information. But just wanted to come on tonight just to give an update to you all, and hopefully everyone is safe where you are and hunkered down rather. And we'll see everyone throughout the night, and if any information comes in, we'll certainly share it. But the storm is here, it's taking shape. It's everything is moving and grooving in terms of what is being projected, what has been projected. Um, it's game time now. It's game time. It's here. This is no fluke. This is serious, very serious. This is no fluke. Like we are seeing it right now, and it's only going to get as we get into the night, overnight tonight, into tomorrow morning. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna see like, whoa, some areas going to see 2 feet of snow on the ground. You're gonna be like, wow, that's easily going to be achievable. You're going to see as we get overnight tonight, areas already going to exceed a foot of snow already. Probably within the next few hours, we're going to see amounts already a foot by the time we hit overnight tonight, and that's just not. We're not even done yet. It's a long-standing storm system. We won't be done and cleared out to probably around lunchtime tomorrow. So we have overnight tonight and tomorrow morning to deal with it. All right. So take care, everyone. Be safe tonight. Stay hunkered down wherever you are. Even the Northeast New England region. If you're from Philadelphia all the way to Boston, you should be hunkered in. Hunkered down. Well, Delaware too. If you're from Delaware to Boston, you should be hunkered down tonight. Hunker down. Be safe. Stay off the roads tonight. Relax. Be with your loved ones tonight. Check in with folks. Make sure everyone is good. And we'll see everyone in a couple of hours. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Again, we have a channel for content, which is the Patreon On Point Weather Report channel. The Patreon On Point Weather Report channel. We're going to put that on the screen right here. So that's our channel. If you feel to subscribe for latest information, feel free to do so on our On Point Weather Report channel. We'll put this in the comment section for those who will watch, and we ask that you subscribe to the channel so you can get all the latest updates and things of that nature. All right. Thank you for watching. Take care. Be safe. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. Muslims are fasting. Happy Lent for those who are observing the month of Lent. And we will see everyone in a couple hours. Peace and blessings. Thank you and good night.